Hey, good morning to you guys. And now, today in this video, we are talk about and read the chapter number 20 of Atomic Habit, and this is the last chapter of this book. Okay, इस बुक का ये लास्ट चैप्टर है. उसके बाद कंक्लूजन है. कंक्लूजन के बाद खत्म है. ओके. इन लास्ट वीडियो में हम बात कर रहे थे कि द गोल्डी लॉक्स रूल, हाउ टू स्टे मोटिवेटेड इन योर लाइफ एंड वर्क. ओके, अपनी ज़िंदगी में कैसे मोटिवेटेड रहे और अपने काम पे भी. ओके, उसके कुछ गोल्डी मैंने गुड लॉक रूल के बारे में पढ़े थे. उसमें से एक था कि आपको ना बोर्डम को ना फ्रेंडशिप बनाना पड़ेगा. बोर, आप जितना बोर में रहोगे ना, बोर के साथ रहना पड़ेगा. क्योंकि एक चीज़ को बार बार करने से आपको बोर लगता है ना. बोर के साथ आप रहिए, उस बोर्डम को कोई पार कर सकते हैं ना, तभी यू हैव गोना गेट अ न्यू हैबिट इन योर डेली रूटीन. ओके, चलिए शुरू करते हैं बिना किसी देरी के. Downside of creating good habits. Habits create the foundation uh, for mastery. In chess, it is only after the basic movements of the pieces have become automatic that a player can focus on the next level of the game. Each chunk of information that is memorized opens up the mental space for more effortful thinking. This is true for any endeavor. When you know the simple movements so well that you can perform them without thinking, you are free to pay attention to more advanced details. In this way, habits are the backbone of any pursuit of excellence. However, the benefits of habits come at a cost. At first, each repetition develops fluency, speed, and skill, but then, as a habit becomes automatic, you become less sensitive to feedback. You fail into mindless repetition. It becomes easier to let mistakes slide when you can do it good enough on autopilot. Okay, you stop thinking about how to do it better. The upside of habits is that we can do the things without thinking. The downside of habit is that you get used to doing things a certain way and stop paying attention to little errors. You assume you are getting better because you are gaining experience. In reality, you are merely reinforcing your current habits, not improving them. In fact, some research has shown that once a skill has been mastered, there is always usually a slight decline in performance over time. Usually, this minor dip in performance is no cause for worry. You don't need a system to continuously improve how well you brush your teeth or tie your shoes or make your morning cup of tea. With habits like this, good enough is usually go through the less energy you spend on trivial choices, you more you spend it on what really matters. Where, however, when you want to maximize your potential and achieve elite levels of performance, you need a more nuanced approach. You can't repeat the same things blindly and expect to become exceptional. Habits are necessary but not sufficient for mastery. What you need is combination of automatic habit and deliberate practice equal to mastery. To become great, certain skills do need to become automatic. Uh, Basketball players need to be able to dribble without thinking before they can move on the mastering layups with their non-dominant hand. Surgeons need to repeat the first incision so many times that they could do it with their eyes closed so that they can focus on the hundreds of variables that arise during surgery. But after one habit has been mastered, you have to return to the effortful part of your work and begin building the next habit. Mastery is the process of narrowing your focus to a tiny element of success, repeating it until you have internalized the skill and then using this new habit as a foundation to advance to the next frontier of your development. All tasks become easier the second time around, but it does not get easier overall because now you are pouring your energy into the next challenge. Each habit unlocks the next level of performance. It's an endless cycle. Okay, although habits are powerful, what you need is a way to remain conscious of your performance over time so you can continue to refine and improve. It is precisely at the moment when you begin to feel like you have mastered a skill, right? When things are starting to feel automatic and you are becoming comfortable, that you must avoid slipping into the trap of complacency. The solution: establish a system for reflection and review. How to review your habits and make adjustments. In 1986, sorry. Okay. In 1986, the Los Angeles Lakers had one of the most talented basketball teams ever assembled, but they are rarely remembered that way. The team started the 1985 and 1986 NBA season with an outstanding 29-5 record. The pundits were saying that we might be the best team in the history of basketball. Head coach Pat really said after the season. Surprisingly, the Lakers stumbled in the 1986 playoffs and suffered a season-ending defeat in the Western Conference Finals. The best team in the history of basketball did not even play for an NBA championship. After that blow, really was tired of hearing about how much talent his players had and about how much promise his team had. He did not want to see flashes of brilliance followed by a gradual fade in performance. He wanted to Lakers to play off to their potential. Night after night, in the summer of 1986, he created a plan to do exactly that, a system that called Career Based Effort Program (CBE). When the players first joined the Lakers, really explained, we track their basketball statistics all the way back to high school. I call this taking their numbers. We look for an accurate gauge of what a player can do, then build him into our plan for the team based on the nation that will maintain and then improve upon his average. After determining a player's baseline level of performance, really under a key step, he asked each player to improve their output by last 1% over the course of the season. If they succeeded, it would be a CBE or career based effort, similar to the British cycling team that we discussed in chapter 1. The Lakers sought peak performance by getting slightly better each day. I really was careful to point out that CB was not merely about points or statistics, but about Give your best effort spiritually and mentally and physically. Players got great credit for allowing an opponent to run into you when you know that a foul will be called against him. Diving for loose ball, going after rebounds, whether you are likely to get them or not. Helping a teammate when the players he is uh, guarding has swords past him, and other unsung hero deeds. As an example, let's say that Magic Johnson, the Lakers star player at the time, had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists, and 2 steals and 5 turnovers in a game. Magic also got credit for an unsung hero deed by diving after a loose ball person. Finally, he played a total 33 minutes in this imaginary game. The positive numbers 11, 8, 12, 2, 1 add up to 34. Then we subtract the 5 turnovers. 34 minus the 5 to get 29. Finally, we divide 29 by 33 minutes played, 0.879. Magic CB number here would be 879. This number was calculated for uh, all of a player's game, and it was average CB that a player was asked to improve by 1% over the season. Really compared each player's current CB to not only their fast performance but also those other players in the league. As really put it, we rank team members alongside league opponents who play the same position and have similar role definition. Sport writer Jackie McCollum noted really trumped a top performer in the league in bold lettering on the blackboard each week and measured them against the corresponding players on his own roster. roster. Solid, reliable players generally rated a score in 600s, while elite players scored at least 800. Magic Johnson, who submitted 130 triple doubles in his career, often scored 1000. The Lakers also emphasized year-over-year progress by making historical comparisons of CBE data. Really said, we stacked the month of November 1986 next to the November 1985 and showed the players whether they were doing better or worse than at the same point last season. Then we showed them how their performance figures for December 1986 stacked off against November's. The Lakers rolled out CB in October 1986. Elite months later, the they were NBA champions the following year. Pat really led his team to another title as the Lakers become the first team in 20 years to win back-to-back NBA championships. Afterwards, he said, sustaining an effort is the most important thing for any enterprise. The way to be successful is to learn how to do things right. Then do them the same way every time. A CBE program is a prime example of the power of reflection and review. The Lakers were already talented. CBE helped them get the most out of what they had and made sure their habits improved rather than declined. Reflection and review enables the long-term improvement of our habits because it makes you aware of your mistakes and helps you consider possible paths of improvement. Without reflection, we can make excuses, create rationalization, and lie to ourselves. We have no process for determining whether we are performing better or worse compared to yesterday. Top performers in all fields engage in various types of reflection and review, and the process does not have to complex. Uh, Kenyan, Ronald Eliud Kipchoge is one of the greatest marathoner of all time and Olympic gold medalist. He still takes notes after every practice in which he reviews his training for the day and searches for areas that can be improved. Similarly, gold medal swimmer Kate Ledecky records her wellness on a scale of 1 to 10 and includes notes on her nutrition and how well he slept. She also records the times posted by other swimmers. At the end of the each week, her coach goes over her notes and asks his thoughts. It's not just athletes either. When comedian Chris Rock is preparing fresh material, he will first appear to small nightclubs dozens of times and test hundreds of jokes. He brings a notepad on stage and records which beats go over well and where he needs to make adjustments. The few killer lines that survive will form the backbone of his new show. I knew of executives and investors who keep a decision journal in which they record the major decisions they make each week, where they made them, and what they expect the outcome to be. They review their choices at the end of the each month or year to see where they were correct and where they went wrong. Improvement is not just about learning habits, it is also about fine tuning them. Reflection and review ensures that you spend your time on the right things and make course corrections whenever necessary. Like Pat Relay, adjusting the effort of his players on a nightly basis. You don't want to keep practicing a habit if it becomes ineffective. Mm, Personally, I employ two primary modes of reflection and review. Each December, I perform an annual review in which I reflect on the previous year. I tally my habits for a year by counting of how many articles I published, how many workouts I put in, and how many new places I visited, and more floors. Then I reflect on my progress or lack thereof by answering three questions. What went well this year? What did not go so well this year? What did I learn? And last third number is very important. What did I learn? 6 months later, when summer rolls around, I conduct a integrity report like everyone. I make a lot of mistakes. My integrity report helps me realize where I went wrong or motivates to me to get back on the course. I use it as a time to revisit my core values and consider whether I have been living in accordance with them. This is when I reflect on my identity and how I can work toward being of type of person I wish to become. My yearly integrity report answers three questions. What are the core values drive my life and work? And how am I living and working with integrity right now? How can I set a higher standard in future? These two reports don't take very long, just a few hours for year, but they are crucial periods of refinement. They prevent the gradual slide that happens when I don't pay close attention. They provide an annual reminder to revisit my desired identity and consider how my habits are helping me become the type of person I wish to be. They indicate when I should upgrade my habits and take on new challenges, and when I should dial my efforts back and focus on the fundamentals. Reflection can also bring a sense of perspective. Daily habits are powerful because of how they compound, but worrying too much about every daily choice is like looking at yourself in the mirror from in each way. You can see every imperfection and lose sight of the bigger picture. There is too much feedback. Conversely, never reviewing your habits is like never looking them in the mirror. You aren't aware of easily fixable flaws. A spot on your shirt, a bit of food in your teeth. There is too little feedback. Periodic reflection and review is like viewing yourself in the mirror from a conversational distance. You can see the important changes you should make without losing sight of the bigger picture. You want to view the entire mountain range, not obsess over its peak and valley. Finally, reflection and review of force an ideal time to revisit one of the most important aspects of behavior change. Okay. Next is how to break the beliefs that hold you back. In the beginning, repeating a habit is essential to build up evidence of your desired identity. As you latch onto that new identity, however, those same beliefs can hold you back from the next level of the growth. When working against you, your identity creates a kind of pride that encourages you to deny your weak spots and prevent you from truly growing. This is one of the greatest downsides of the building habits. The more sacred an idea is to us, that is, the more deeply it is tied to our identity, the more strongly we will defend it against criticism. You see, this is every industry. The school teacher who ignores innovative teaching methods and sticks with her tried and true lessons plans, the veteran manager who is committed to doing things his way, the surgeon who dismisses the ideas of her younger colleagues, the one who produces a mind-blowing past album and then gets stuck in a rut, the tighter we cling to an identity, the harder to become to grow beyond it. The solution is to avoid making any single aspect of your identity an overwhelming portion of who you are. In the words of investor Fowles Graham, keep your identity small. The more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are and of adapting when life challenges you. If you tie everything up in being of the point guard or the partner at you, if you tie everything up in being the point guard or a partner at the firm, whatever else, then the loss of the fact of your life will break you. If you are a vegan and then develop the health condition that forces you to change your diet, you will have to an identity crisis on your hands. When you cling too tightly to one identity, you become brittle, lose that one thing, and you lose yourself. For most my life, being an athlete was a major part of my identity. After my basketball career ended, I struggled to find myself. When you spend your whole life defining yourself in one way and that's disappear, when who are you now? Military veterans and former entrepreneurs report similar feelings. If your identity is wrapped up in a belief like I am great soldier, what happens when your period of service ends? For many business owners, their identity is something along the lines of I am the CEO, I am the founder. If you have spent every waking moment working on your business, how will you feel after you sell the company? The key to mitigating these losses of identity is to redefine yourself such that get to keep important as aspects of your identity even if your particular role changes. I am athlete becomes I am the type of person who mentally tough and loves a physical challenge. I am a soldier transformed into I am the type of person who disciplined, reliable and great on a team. I am CEO translate into I am the type of person who builds and creates things. When chosen effectively, an identity can be flexible rather than brittle, like water flowing around an obstacle. Your identity works with the changing circumstances rather than against them. The following quote from the Tao teaching encapsulates the ideas perfectly. Men are born soft and supple and dead. They are stiff and hard. Plants are born tender and pliant. Deed they are brittle and dry. Thus, whoever is stiff and inflexible is a disciple of death. Whoever is soft and yielding is a disciple of your life. The hard and stiff will broken, the soft and supple will prevail. Habits delivers numerous benefits, but the downside is that they can lock us into our previous patterns of thinking and acting. Even when the world is shifting around us, everything is impermanent. Life is constantly changing, so you need to periodically change your old habits and beliefs are still serving you. A lack of self-awareness is poison. Reflection and review is a antidote. Oh, okay, this is all about in this video. This video, man? Okay, we talk about the downside of creating good habits. The main downside of the creating new habit. Okay, good habit. First is the first awareness. Okay, self awareness. So say, and self awareness is a poison. Lack of self awareness is a poison. And the antidote क्या है उसका? The reflection and reviews of what you are doing previously. And world changes. Okay, law of nature क्या है? Change. So change your habits according to the वर्ल्ड और एनवायरनमेंट। ओके, सो चेंजेस के अनुसार आपका हैबिट को भी आपको चेंज करना चाहिए, और आप जो भी रियाबल करते हो, मानते हो, उसे भी चेंज करना पड़ता है। ओके, सो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में विथ द कंक्लूजन पार्ट को हम स्टडी करेंगे। ओके, कंक्लूजन पार्ट में हम देखेंगे द सीक्रेट टू रिजॉर्ट्स द लास्ट। ओके, ये लास्ट होगा हम काल के लिए कंप्लीट कर दिया। बाय, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। ओके, और एक न्यू वीडियो में। बाय। थोड़ी मेरे को हो गया।